Good afternoon, one and all children. So, today we are going to start a new chapter for grade 9, that is the natural vegetation and the wildlife which is there in our country. So, what all content you are going to learn in the natural vegetation? Okay, what type of forest we are having in our country and how many animals are been there, plants are been there. We are going to learn in this chapter. So, this chapter contains introduction, relief features, climatic condition, types of natural vegetation, how many kinds of natural vegetations are been there, wildlife reservoirs, and conservation of forest. So these are the content what you are going to learn in this chapter. So you can see a different varieties of plants, animals, and birds in your surrounding. Are they are same? No, they are different from one and another. Okay, so in your surroundings you can see different kinds of trees, different kinds of grasses, different kinds of birds, different kinds of animals, and they are not similar, and these are having very variations. So India being a vast country, you can imagine the types of bioforms available throughout the country. What kind of bioforms, what kind of plants, what kind of animals, what kind of trees are being there. A vast country like India, you are going to learn in this chapter. Okay, our country, India, is one of the 12 mega biodiversities countries in the world. So with about 47,000 of plant species are there in our country. So according to that one, India occupies 10th place in the world and 4th place in Asia in the plant diversity. We are having totally 47,000 of plant species. So 15,000 flower plants are been there in our country. So India also have approximately 90,000 species of animals as well as a rich variety of fish in the fresh and marine water. Okay, so they will ask for 1 marks. So natural vegetation refers to a plant community which grows naturally without a human aid and has been left undistributed by the human foe for the long time. This termed as a virgin vegetation. Flora and fauna. We are rich in flora and fauna. Flora means to donate the plants of a particular region of a period. Fauna means the species of animals we call in the term of fauna. So this kind of huge diversity, flora and fauna kingdom are been there. Okay, we are having nearly thousands of species, that is in animal species, plant species have been there. So we are having this kind of huge diversity. So this huge diversity is varied from one place to another place. Okay, why this huge diversity flora and fauna kingdom? Why means due to the following factors. We are going to learn based on these factors only. This kind of plants, this kind of huge diversity of flora and fauna is been there. According to that one, the first one is relief. You all know what you mean by relief features. So according to that one, first one is the land. The land affects the natural vegetation directly or indirectly. Okay, do you accept the same type of vegetation in the mountains, plateaus and the plain area or in a dry or a wet region? You will find out the same land formation in these places. In the dry region, something will be there. In the mountain area, the natural vegetation will be different. Okay, the land influences very much on the vegetation there. The fertile level is generally devoted to the agriculture. The undelting and rough terrains are the areas where the grassland and the woodlands will develop, and they will give the shelter to the variety of wildlife. Even the formation of soil will also influences on natural vegetation. Different types of soil provide the different types of vegetation, and different kinds of plants are being grown in that area. The sandy soil of a desert support cactus and thorny bushes. And there also we can grow the wild wheat. Marshy in the deltic soil will support the mangrove area as well as deltic vegetation. So based on soil also, the plants and the species are being different from one place to another place. Even the land formation is not equally in our country. We will see the mountains, we will see the plateau area, we will see the plain area. So according to the that land formation, we will categorize which type of vegetation is there in that country, whether it is a undelting, which is not a continuous one, whether it is a rough vegetation is there, and through that only the animals, birds as well as the plants are being there. Even the soil also, in the different kinds of soil, different kinds of plants are being grown. So if it is a sandy soil, means it is a dry area, we call it as a desert region also. There we will see the growth of cactus, thorny bushes, etc. Next one, climate will also affect the natural vegetation as well as wildlife of the animals and the plants. First one is the temperature. The character and the extent of vegetation are mainly determined by the temperature, along with the humidity in the air, precipitation, and the soil. On the slopes of Himalaya and the hills of Peninsula, about the height 915 meters, the fall of transportation affect, temperature affect the types of vegetation and its growth. Okay, even temperature will also play a very important role in the extension of vegetation based on humidity in the air, precipitation that is rainfall, and the formation of soil. Based on that, the natural vegetation that is plant will grow in that area. Next one is the photoperiod, the variation in the duration of sunlight at the different places due to the difference in the latitude and the altitude. And we will see the season and the duration of day in the variation from one latitude to another latitude. We will see lot of differences in the different places there. Due to the longer duration of sunlight, trees grow very faster in the summer in our country. So this one is also one of the factor which the natural vegetation and the wildlife is present in our country. So next one is the precipitation. So in India, almost entire rainfall is brought by the advancing southwest monsoon wind from the month of June to September. And the retreating monsoon areas of heavy rainfall have the more dense vegetation as compared to the areas wherever it is receiving less rainfall. The retreating monsoon. While checking back the monsoon you have learnt in the last class. So that areas will receive very much heavy rainfall there, and in that area we will see very much deep forest and dense forest comparing to the wherever it is receiving very less rainfall. Forests are renewable sources play a very important role in the enhancing the quality of environment in our country. So the relief features and the climatic condition are being influenced to have a huge diversity of flora and fauna in our country. At conclusion, we will come to know forests play a very important role in the enhancing of quality of environment, and they modify the local climate also, control the soil erosion, regulate the stream flow, support a variety of industries, provide a livelihood for many communities. The forest is the source for them. They also provide the humus to the soil and shelter to the wildlife. So India's natural vegetation has undergone many changes due to the several factors, such as growing demand for agriculture, development, industries, mining, urbanization, and overgrazing of pastures. So the natural vegetation we will see at the present situation in a different way. Do you know, in our country only 21.05% the forest has been covered. This report is according to 2011. Okay, we are having a huge flora and fauna diversity means based on natural resources according to the land formation, according to the soil formation, according to the temperature, precipitation, and according to the sunlight, the natural vegetation and the wildlife has been distributed. Okay, so by this we will come to know how much importance the forest are and the wildlife is playing very important role in day-to-day life. But at the present situation, we will see some changes in the natural vegetation. So what are the reasons behind why we will see those changes means due to the growing demand of agriculture, development of the industries, development of mining activities, development of urbanization, development of overgazing of pastures. So due to these changes only, we will see the natural vegetation, some changes in our country. So according to India state, the forest report 2011, the forest cover in India is 21.05%. It is very less. So we have to increase, we have to grow more and more trees. Minimum it should be a 31%. The forest area in a particular country it should cover 31% there. We are having only 21.5%. And so next one is the ecosystem. Plants occur in the different groups of communities in the area having a similar climatic condition. The nature of plants in the area to a large extent determine the animal life in that area. When the vegetation is altered, the animal life is also changes. All the plants and animals in the area are interdependent with each other as well as they are interrelated. Those we call in the form of ecosystem. At the present situation, we will see a imbalance in the ecological system. Human beings are also an integral part of ecosystem also. So how do the human being influence of ecology of a region? They utilize the vegetation and the wildlife. Okay, in what way we will utilize the vegetation means whatever plants are being grown in our country are being circulated in the different parts of the world as well as in the different parts of the country. The greed of human beings led to the overutilization of these resources and they are cut the trees and kill the animals creating the ecological imbalance in our country. So as a result, some of the plants and animals have reached at the verge extension ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಳುವಿನ ಅಂಚಿನೊಳಗಿದಾವ್. So due to the over utilization of resources, plant resource and the animal resource with the help of animal skin, the leather goods are been there. Some valuable animals are been there like elephant teeth. Okay, these are very valuable in the international market. So with that they will make some other products there. So due to the greediness of the human beings, some of the animals have reached to their end. And even the forest are been decreasing nowadays. They are they are going cutting the valuable trees for their production and they are constructing the building by destroying the forest area. So that will lead towards the ecological imbalance in our country. Do you know a very large ecosystem on the land having distinct type of vegetation and the animal life is called as a biome. The biomes are the identified on the basis of their plant. So in the next class, I am going to explain what kind of vegetation is there in our country. Okay, it has been divided into five types. It has been classified into five types. One by one, its characteristics you are going to learn in the next class. So I hope today's class you have understood how the natural vegetation has its huge diversity, on what basis it is having the diversity as well as the differences from one place to another place, what are the factors behind it, and about ecosystem, how the ecosystem are being imbalanced by the human activities, you have come to know. If you are having any kind of doubt, you can just pin your question in the group so that I will try my level best to sort out your problem. So in the next class, in the next session, I am going to explain the different kinds of vegetation which is present in our country. So signing out, have a great day. Bye everyone. Be safe and be healthy.